Hi, it's Courtney, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a robot? Well, let me tell you, the reason I ask you that question is because my first couple years as a Christian, that's exactly what I was. I was a robot that followed everything a Christian was supposed to follow and literally just did everything because that's what a good Christian was supposed to do. My attitude and emotions before Christ were a little different. If you've ever seen the movie Angry Birds, that was the best description I could give you of what my attitude was like before Christ. I was super angry and really confused. Um, I've always been super independent, and I still am. But granted, I was only 7 years old when I got saved, but I was really independent, and I hated depending on people. And I just didn't understand, and it didn't make sense to me how I would need Christ, because as far as I was concerned, I was fine by myself. But I was really angry with everyone, and I didn't understand why people needed to depend on God. To me, it just didn't make sense. The scripture that was so important in me becoming a Christian, as cliche as it is John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That verse was just extremely helpful for me. I was 7 years old, and I just remember hearing those words and just breaking down and crying because I didn't understand how God could send his only Son to die for me with how angry and bitter I was towards everyone. And I know I didn't deserve it at the time. I still don't deserve his love, but he gives it anyway. I accepted Christ when I was 7 years old. I remember I was sitting with my parents and we were reading the Bible like we did every night. And up until that point in my life, it literally always went in one ear and out the other. I really didn't care. I just knew that it was something we had to do. This particular time was much different. We read John 3:16 and a couple other passages, and I just remember totally breaking down, and I knew at 7 years old that I could not do the rest of life without God, and that's when I accepted him. One of the super positive changes that in my life, it was never really instantaneous for me. It took a lot of pain and struggle and trial, and it took me a long time to get to the point where I was like, wow, I am so much happier and so much better off with Christ in my life. I had finally found that little missing piece, well, more like a big missing piece, and it was God. And then after that, I've had my struggles, but you just feel so much more fulfilled when you finally give in and accept Christ. Even at 7, I used to be extremely negative about life. To me, nothing ever made me happy. I was really sad and angry all the time. But now, because I have Christ, I have so much to look forward to. This world means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of what is to come. And I have so much hope. And at the age of 7, having no hope was it was awful. And hope is such a powerful thing, and I think we forget that sometimes. But having the hope that we don't have to have a fear of the future because we know what's going to happen. We're going to be with God for eternity, and it's going to be incredible. Even though I am saved, and I have the greatest hope of all time, and I have the Prince of Peace on my side, I really, really struggle with fear and doubt. I've always struggled with it. I still do to this day. I'm a worrier, and I just fear everything, and I doubt a lot. But there are 2 verses that have really made an enormous impact on my walk with Christ. And the first one is 2 Corinthians 4:17 through 18. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. Since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. What a impactful verse. We don't have to worry about the things in our day-to-day lives and the things that are happening in this world, because what is unseen and what is eternal is so much better, and it far outweighs all of the problems we have. And this last verse I wanted to share is such a simple and short verse, but is so important. It says Psalms 23:1, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. What a simple verse, But if you really think about it, God is our God and our shepherd, and we don't need anything else. I, at 7 years old, was searching for something to make me happy, and I wasn't ever going to find it because it was always found in Jesus, and with Him, I absolutely lack nothing. So that's all I have for you. I'm really glad I got to share my testimony with you.